Hi guys, my name is Hannah Joy Barker, and I was an intern in the Circus Museum. This is actually my second time interning as a circus. Um, but I'm glad that I've got to come back and work in circus. So throughout my presentation, I'll just kind of let you know there's a lot of birds going on. There might be a few bird puns going on as well. But yeah. So I'm gonna get started. So, we have all heard the joke, like, or the term, like, the chicken before the egg. Which one came first? Well, obviously, my first internship came before my second internship. So I have a picture from spring 20, when I was the also an intern in the same department, and then here's me this year, and now I'm gonna all I did in the Circus Museum. So this was from my first day, or the first week at least. But I was super excited to be really official and get an FSU card this time, which was cool. And then in the first like few like days, I kept seeing a lot of birds, which was already in the back of my mind because I knew I wanted to do a bird poster case. So that's like the bird cage from the Katazan, and then I didn't know Mabel had a bird as a pet. So I learned a little bit about Mabel in the process as well. And so I kind of jumped right into this bird poster case project. I already had it kind of like packaged away from my first internship. I had this idea a little like a few years ago. And so I kind of jumped back into that and kind of explored it again and like saw what can I do now this time doing a poster case exhibit. So after looking at the posters, I started learning about these menagerie books that are in the archives, and I was super curious about these. So a menagerie is a traveling zoo, and I thought it was super cool that they had little booklets, and I was like nerding out about how small they were because they like fit like nice tiny hands. um, but yeah, no, it was super cool being able to open and look through the different photos and that. And then I also started thinking about bird costumes. That was brought up to me that there's a lot of like bird themed costumes, whether it's an animal wearing a bird costume or a human wearing a bird costume or a bird wearing a costume. But here's a few of the images of bird costumes that I found, and I thought they were fun and cool. And I'm big into like all things like design, like clothing wise, so I was big into that. And then I started kind of going into SketchUp once I knew what items I would like to have in my poster case exhibit. And I started doing like the layout, kind of figuring out what creative outlets I wanted to take in the space that I had. And I learned a little bit more on SketchUp this time. I used it before, but it's kind of tricky. And so then mid internship, I took a flight with the birds. But I went on to a conference through the Association of Academic Museums and Galleries, AAMG, which I actually heard from my first internship through Jay, which I kind of explored and found out they were doing a conference. And then I proposed an idea about my previous poster case about using creative writing in like exhibition space to tell a story. So here's me at the conference, kind of like chatting with different people about my poster, and then also engaging in some of the activities. I'm in the middle and the bottom. I don't know, you can't really see me very well, but I had a really great time like learning from that experience. And then here's me like actually presenting my poster in a session, which I thought was super cool. I've never gotten to present at a conference before, so it was a first and a really good first, let me tell you. And then that was my name tag, and I was nerding out about it because I had a little sticker that said poster presenter, and I thought it was super cool that I got recognized, in that way. And then one of my favorite perks about being a Ringling intern or employed Ringling intern this time was the pass that you get through like you get access to all the different types of museums basically around the US. So when I was in New Mexico at this conference, I was able to go to I think like 6 different museums for free, and I was super happy. I can't wait to keep using it because I think we get it for the whole year. Yeah, so then here's some bird images I saw on my trip. There was a roadrunner right outside my hotel, which I thought was cool. And then a lot of other bird imagery throughout my travels. Um, but yeah, and then so I had to fly on home, and then I made it back to the nest of Ringling. And so I had to get a lot more into the work and like really try and finish out all the things that I have because there's a lot of moving pieces in this project. So coming back, I had to really hit the ground running to try and finish a lot of different pieces, which I will be talking about in a second. So I kind of started doing some graphic design, and I thought it was really cool that the current Photoshop image when you're trying to open it up is a bird. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I used Photoshop for majority of my graphic design work. I did a lot of cutouts of images that were on the poster, like digital cutouts. And then I also created like the text panels and all of that. You can see me thumbs up with the with the text panel that I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do the coloring for it. And then I was using some reference from things that I saw online, some things I used, some things I didn't. And then I'm a big graphic designer, and so I kind of made like a little logo that is seen throughout the different text panels because I thought it would be like cute to have like throughout the thing. And so my internship is actually part of the Chamber of Commerce Opportunities for All program, and through that I like was able to engage with Sarasota Chamber throughout my internship experience. So this was one of the events that I went to with the Sarasota Chamber of Commerce at my old school, New College, Florida. But apart from Chamber of Commerce, obviously I was here doing the program with the other Ringling interns, which I had such a fun time getting to meet everyone and explore like the different like facets of Ringling, because I actually never got the full 100% tour of the Ringling as a first time intern. So being a second time intern, I had a few extra perks of touring and stuff. So yeah, and then so this is me this week trying to finish up a lot of the last minute things that I need to do. So I'm cutting out some birds. There might be some flying birds in the poster case. We'll see, we'll see. And I also was laying out the costumes, how I want them to be displayed on like little panel stands. And then there's me pulling the massive posters, but there's one that's even bigger. Sadly, I will not be able to get this up this week, this exhibit, but on August 11th, I'll come back for like one day, maybe two, to help put it up and see the project come into fruition. And then I just included a picture of my prior poster case exhibit so you can kind of see what the last one was and hopefully imagine what it would be. And then so now it's time to fly like a bird. So I am just graduated undergrad, so I'm kind of now in that job searching era. So I'm super excited to figure out where I go next, where I fly next. But yeah, I'm super grateful for the Ringling and my experience I've had here. It's become like a second home for me, and so I'm very happy to be a part of it. So yeah, thank you.